Hello and welcome to gameforce.blog. If you like this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so that you never miss one of our videos. Doing this will also help grow our audience on this platform. So sit back, grab some popcorn and enjoy the video. Thank you for watching. In this video we are going to talk about the different classes Diablo Immortal has to offer. Knowing what is the best starting class in Diablo Immortal for your playstyle can make all the difference if you are looking to enjoy the game's content, but you have no experience with previous titles of the series. Diablo Immortal brings 6 classic classes for you to choose from, and although all of them work pretty well, you better pick a class that is easier so you can learn more about the game. While a few of them are more resistant to damage so your mistakes won't cost your character's life, others demand a certain level of proficiency with the class, focusing on creating combos and tracking cooldowns. You may be familiar with some of the classes already if you're no stranger to the Diablo series, but other classes may be completely new to you. Some may even serve slight twists and can change the game completely. Now come to the classes. The first one is Barbarian. Diablo Immortal doesn't have a dedicated tank class, but the Barbarian is the closest you'll get. It can endure the most damage, but can certainly dish it out as well. If you like being the kind of player who pulls the attention of enemies to you and the protection of your team, this will be a seamless transition. If you are a guy who just wants to dash out to enemies, completely crush them and enjoy the action, then you might choose this class. Barbarians primarily deal area of effect damage, which means that their single target damage isn't that great. However, if you want to get in and among the melee, and give the demons of hell a bloody, hand-to-hand fight, this is the class for you. Coming to the second class, we have Crusader. The Crusader is not entirely dissimilar to the Barbarian, as another melee-focused brawler who likes to get into the thick of it. The Crusader has more mobility though, thanks to their trusty steed, and has exceptionally strong area of effect attacks. If you prefer to jump into action instead of fighting with minions like the Necromancer, or if you want to get face-to-face with enemies and tank damage but have more utility than the Barbarian, then your best shot is the Crusader class. It has so much in his utility, and if you mess up then it will be hard to get on track. This character has just one flaw, and that is lowest single target damage, but this can be neglected after charging his ultimate. It is preferable for grouping the enemies and taking them head-on. Next we have Demon Hunter, which is not only a good starting class but is also feeling adventurous enough to focus more on damage and less on survivability. In this case, the Demon Hunter is the way to go. This is a long-range class that uses 2 small crossbows to shoot demons and must keep enough distance to survive the enemy's attacks. The Demon Hunter is the glass cannon of the Diablo Immortal class list. If you like to deal damage, this is the character for you, as they can dish out some of the most high-powered attacks in the entire game. If there are a lot of enemies on the field, you'll be seeing a whole lot of big numbers coming out of their heads. Compared to the other classes, this is the weakest in terms of taking damage, so avoiding staying in the same place while attacking is extremely important. This is a very fun class to play once you get used to changing positions, and it is also easy to play with his utility. Then we have a Monk class. Monks are melee fighters, but they also offer a fair bit of utility. They can provide shields, as well as crowd control attacks that group enemies in tight bunches for your team to decimate. On top of that, they provide key buffs for their team, making them a strong option for any group. There are not many people who take this class, but you can try if you want something smooth going. At second last, we have Wizard class. The Wizard is the best area of effect ranged character in the game. If you want to take out hordes of enemies from a safe distance, the Wizard is for you. The class can deliver the highest burst damage in the game and excels at performing combos. This character is a little hard to play on mobiles since it has so many combos with precision. At last, but what I like and love to play with is Necromancer class. Necromancer controls death in simple terms, as it means he can create multiple dead spirits to fight by side. Talking about range, then, it has mid-range for attack and deals good damage with his utility. This character is good while fighting enemies but gets more deadly when facing a group of monsters since it can make the defeated monsters explode. Most teams should be thrilled to have a Necromancer on their team, as they can provide very powerful buffs for everyone on the team. Keeping one close will undoubtedly make you stronger. You can compare each class with the respective parameters, and again, this is my opinion. Also, I will be back with a class-specific video soon. so that you can get more hang of each and every class. Now I am going to put every class into a tier, i.e. S tier or a tier. This tier list will consider the latest buff and updates to the classes as of now. And no matter where your favorite class falls on the list, don't let it deter you. There are actually no terrible classes, so you should pick the one that best suits your playstyle. Barbarian class will be in S tier. Barbarian is a fantastic class for solo players and easily the best tank in the game today. The Barbarian excels at soaking up damage, but despite being tank, still has excellent maneuverability with 2 different dash skills that throws the Barbarian headfirst into the fray. But if you're worried about damage, the Barbarian has the best potential out of all the tanks to hit those high numbers. Wizard class will be in a tier. This spellslinger does well in both PvP and PvE, offering both raw damage and area of effect attacks. The wizard can easily clear out a map in the overworld, and while a firestorm build offers good damage, it doesn't necessarily outpace the necromancer. It is useful but doesn't stand out as much compared to other classes. Necromancer class is an S tier class. In PvP, Necromancer has grown even more deadly, not only because of its utility but because of a newly added main hand. If you're confused as to why I'm claiming Necromancer does so much damage, it's likely because the full damage that a Necromancer does is rarely on display. The damage that the summons inflict aren't calculated at the end of a raid. I will put Monk class in S tier since there's been a noticeable trend that big spenders in Diablo are switching to Monk because of the Monk's ability to use Shield of Zen. Shield of Zen protects the Monk from any damage, including incoming crowd control abilities, and with the right setup, like beneficial effect duration items or cooldown decrease items, Shield of Zen can almost constantly be spammed. This makes them terrifying to face in battlegrounds. Unless you happen to be a Necromancer with bone pillars. Crusader class in an A tier class in my opinion because it is not effective in PvP. Other than this, Crusader is a great class. I will put Demon Hunter in a tier because its popularity is decreasing but is a very fun and smooth going class to play with. That's all 6 classes for Diablo Immortal. And you may notice that there are no classes below A tier. That is because as it currently stands, all classes are strong and viable. You really can't go wrong. I am saying this again and again, this is my opinion and it may differ from yours. We also want to thank the following sources that helped make this video possible. Please follow their links in the description below. Thank you again.